Okay. Um, I went back and forth in my head for a few days about recording this video. But I think that it is important that I get my truth out. My son was basically kidnapped from me 2 weeks ago, um, by his grandparents. They are lying and saying that he's with his father. He's not. I have proof that he's not, from his own father. And they want to keep this lie going. The only reason why they still have my son is because I'm disabled, and the only way to get to my son is to rely on someone to take me or wait for our car to be fixed. My fiance said that our car should be fixed today, so I can try to go get him. But basically, I am not allowed to even speak to my son. If I text or I try to call, I am told he is with his dad to call his father. His father has already told me he does not have my son. His parents have him. Um, Fast forward a few months, my son had decided he no longer wanted to go back and forth between my house and his grandparents' house. I'm no longer working. My fiance takes care of the bills. I don't have to work. And I'm just, getting back into going to physical therapy and focusing on that. But for some reason, these people who are my ex's parents do not want me to move on and be happy with my life. Before they tried to kidnap my son, his my ex's dad actually sat outside and basically tried to convince my fiance on why he should um, end our relationship. He basically badmouthed me to him and told him I had issues of my own. Mind you, both me and my fiance are both disabled. My fiance's injuries came from an injury in the military, and mine were from birth. And so, you know, we got together and thought that, we could make this work. I understand him, he understands me. Um, and we both have young children. So, well, he has two older ones, but that's irrelevant. But we have two young kids. He has a daughter, I have a son. Everything was fine, until I decided I wanted to homeschool my son because my son was having behavioral problems from the time he started school. I'm a no nonsense parent. I don't believe in going to school and showing your behind. I believe you go to school to get an education. Um, and excuse the way I look, what I look like this because I've gotten very little sleep lately. Um, and I'm not really eating. But yeah. So, she actually told me in a text message she wasn't gonna fight it. She was gonna let him be with me. Then she asked me a few weeks, like about a month ago, if he was coming back to go to school there, and I told her no. I've already had switched over to, D. He has nothing in Maryland. He doesn't even have insurance, and I don't even think they realize it, or maybe they do. Um, and they've gotten him some, but he is living in Maryland because they kidnapped him, uninsured. I was advised on what to do, but like I said, because I'm disabled and it's not easy for me to get around, I have to depend on other people. Um, and this is primarily the reason why they did this, because I'm disabled and they feel like I can't provide a home for my child. Now, I have always been the parent out of the two of his parents to put him first. Always. His father has never done that. And his father lives in DC with me. So the fact that they're lying and saying that he lives in Maryland and he's with his dad, and I know it's not true, it's hard, especially when you try to reach out and you try to talk to your son. You just want to hear his voice, and nobody lets you in. My dad told me instead of getting angry to actually write a journal on the whole situation, but I can't bring myself to do that. Um, I don't really know how to explain how I'm feeling other than it's almost like I'm grieving for someone who died, but they're not really dead. And this is all because I just wanted to raise my son and have my son home with me because I realized that when he gets in trouble, they pat him on the back and basically tell him, oh, it's okay. Instead of having him, face some type of consequence for his actions and teaching him right from wrong and having him do chores. Never did anything to my son. Yeah, I may have spanked him, but never anything to the extreme of, oh, well, we're taking your child and you can't have him. Mind you, um, there's no court order, there's nothing. This is my son. I'm aware that grandparents have no rights. It's just a matter of me getting to where I need to get to file what I need to file. I have it on recording, his dad admitting that he does not have him, he can't take care of him. His dad is facing up to 10 years in jail. If they even catch him in VA, he's gone. So how is it that you're saying that my son is with his dad when his dad is on the run from the police? And his dad told me that himself, and he admitted he has no way to take care of him. I don't know. My son has a room here. My son has his own bed. He has everything he needs to. These are just a case of people who don't know their place. And for years, I didn't listen to my family when they told me, don't trust her. Something is wrong with that woman. She's going to take your child. I said, no, she wouldn't do that to me. But then our relationship started taking a turn because I started being accused of things that were not happening. Um, and it's honestly very sad. It really is because you got mothers out here who really are abusing their kids and don't deserve to have their kids. And here I am fighting even with my situation to provide for him. And I'm still the bad guy. How it happened was he had been with me for his first week of school, and it wore me out. Like I said, I'm disabled. I use a lot more energy than most. And he'd asked, could he go with them for the weekend? Against the small voice in my head, I said, okay, he'll be okay. They'll bring him back. And then we can start making this a regular thing. He can go over there on the weekends. I'll have him during the week. This way, I'm not being shut out by somebody who acts like she is his mom to the point where she had my son calling her mommy. She still may. And just basically cutting me out of the picture. Like I could buy stuff for my son, send money, all of that. I don't get to know anything. And now I don't even get to talk to him. I have PTSD and anxiety, and right now it's winning. I'm trying to fight it for his sake. But it's hard when you haven't seen your child or been able to touch them or even hear their voice. And the recordings that I do have of my son talking, he doesn't sound like himself. There's one recording where she clearly woke him up and knew he wasn't going to want to talk to anybody. And she tried to make him leave me a message. And he said, no, I don't want to talk to mommy. I don't want to talk to CJ. I don't want to talk to anybody. So that let me know he was halfway asleep. And then she left me another message from her phone now, but she went a line and said that my son is with his dad. That said, mommy, I'm okay, I love you. But he didn't even sound like himself. And she sent me a picture of him in school in his uniform. So you want to tell me that he's not with you, but you have all this access to him. And if that's the case, he should live 30 minutes, not even 20 minutes away from me at most. And I should be able to see my son. And it's just gotten to a breaking point now. So now I have to go fight for my child that I gave birth to and have been providing for since he was born. Um, all because they're mad because I chose to homeschool him so we could get him to focus and pay attention and really get grounded in his education. Um, and not go to school to play and bully kids or whatever the case may be. He told me he was being bullied. I don't know if he was the bully. I don't know the situation because I read the paperwork from the school and then I talked to him. So I got two different stories. Being a mom who was concerned, I wanted him to be home with me, but he made it his decision. I never pushed the issue. One day he told me he was tired of going back and forth. He just wanted to be with me. So I told them, and I told them I was going to keep him because that was his decision. Now, fast forward, I don't have my son. And it's not because I did anything wrong. There's just two people who, because their son doesn't want to step up to the plate, decided, oh, well, we'll take him off your hands like he's a toy. And it's like, do I grieve it like he gone and just let him go? Or do I fight? And I want to fight. I do. Because I miss my son. But this whole situation is just, it's wrong. And I had told myself I wasn't going to cry. I wasn't going to get on here and do all of that. Like, I had to pump myself up before I started recording. So, I'm sorry. But, yeah, so this is the nightmare that I'm living. I go to sleep and I dream that if the courts give him to me, they're going to kill him. So I don't sleep. When I'm awake, I'm constantly wondering if he's okay. And all I'm reduced to is leaving little voice messages. I don't even know if he gets to hear them. It's hard to know that you've done nothing wrong and people took your child away from you. It's really hard. So, you know, if y'all are wondering where I've been, I just was living my best life. I was happy. You know what I mean? I was finally in a healthy relationship. Had my son, thought things that were gonna go start looking up. And now this. So just pray for me, y'all. I don't even know what time it is. I think it's like 6 something in the morning. East Coast time. I was asleep and woke up at 4 something due to a nightmare and haven't been back to sleep.